thing. And for a while, scientists believed that as well. It wasn't until, I don't believe, 40 or 50 years ago where they were able to realize, oh, they're not the same bird. They are from the same family, just not the exact same bird. All right, now red tails are common throughout all of North America. They're probably the most common hawk that you'll ever see. They're the ones that you usually see soaring out when you're on your drive through the country in circles, scanning the fields. And what do you think they like to eat? Rodents, mice. They like to eat squirrels. Small rabbits, exactly. And they've actually been known to pair up together and hunt as a pair. So what they'll do is a lot of the time, they will scout out a tree that has some tree squirrels in it. And one will go on one side of the tree and one will go on the other. And they'll use a tag team effort that'll allow them to chase those squirrels into each other. That way they'll be able to grab some and have food enough for everyone. So they like to tag team. Even when they're mating, they mate for life. And they usually return to the same nest every single year. So they're little companions. They both help out making the nest. Their nest can range anywhere from 6.5 feet wide to 3 feet deep. So it's a very, very large nest that they create. All right, now she can soar super, super high up in the sky and is very, very fast. She can dive at great speeds, and they actually like to use that to impress the ladies during mating season. So what they'll do is they like to go up really high, and then they'll swoop down and dive right in front of her, saying, "Ha, look how nice I am. Look how fast I can go." All right, and they'll even, sorry?
Just like humans.
Yeah. They'll even go down and try to tap them on the back, saying, "Hey, pay attention. Pay attention to me." Another thing they do is they do what they like to call a little mating dance. And so what they'll do is the male and the female will grab each other's talons and spiral back and forth, down, down, down. Right before they're going to hit the ground, they break apart. Not sure why that's a fun thing to do, but apparently that's very impressive and is very bonding to them. All right. Now these guys are normally going to stay here. They do not migrate. They're going to stay all throughout North America. They do go up into Canada and down into the Central America area, but they are usually year-round birds. Spinning around a little bit. All right, and you can notice that they're called red-tailed hawks. She turned around for you, so might as well show off that nice red tail. Right, so
They don't get that red tail to the second year, so they molt out, and then they get that. And that's a big confusion when you're looking at red-tailed hawks and Swainson hawks.
We'll walk her around a little bit. All right, so then the Swainson hawks that we're going to release today, I'll tell you a little bit about them. There are a few differences that you can tell, some physical, some just natural behaviors. Gonna turn around again? All right, so Swainson hawks are going to be a little bit different. They're going to be a little wider on the chest, and they're going to have a very special white lined tip around the edge of their wings. Red tails are going to be a little bit bigger than Swainson hawks, and they have shorter and wider wings. All right, now, what do you think a Swainson hawk likes to eat? Same stuff? Close, yes. Part of the time. When they are feeding their young, when they're little, they call them the 3 R's, rodent, rabbit, and reptile. So they like to eat all those things, and during the breeding season, they need a lot of that meat, so that's what they'll eat. But for the rest of the time, one of their favorite things that they like to eat are grasshoppers. All right, and when we pull the Swainson hawk out, you'll be able to see the difference in the feet. See how big her feet are? Perfect for grabbing rabbits and really large rats. The Swainson has a lot smaller feet, so it's a little bit harder for them to be able to grab some of those big things.
Yeah.
So what is that?
Doing a nice circle, aren't you?
Yeah, what is
So
that
this bird that's flying around is a raven, and they've seen that we have other different birds down here, and they're like, "What's going on?" They probably have a nest nearby, so they're just making sure that we're not going to do anything to harm them.
Oh, okay.
So they're just like curious. So ravens are one of the smartest birds. Ravens and crows, corvids are the smartest birds that we have. They can learn to talk. They can actually, scientists have shown that they can think and solve like mind puzzles, like how to get to their food if it's inside a box. So that, yeah, they're really smart and just curious. That's what we're doing.
Crows and ravens are my favorite.
At the rehab, we have a raven named Stella, and she learned to talk, and when she talks, she sounds just like Patty. So we can be back there working, and it happened the other day, and I was back there hand feeding a bird, and I heard Patty talking to me, and she said my name, and I was like, that was either Patty or Stella learned my name, which would be really weird. And it was actually Patty at that time. But a lot of the time it's Stella talking. You're like, I don't know what's going on. The first time I heard it, I was so weirded out. It was just, you don't expect it from a bird, but they can learn to talk.
This is a Swainson hawk that we're going to release.
So notice the feet difference. A lot smaller. huh?
Smaller, the toes are shorter, the talons are a lot shorter.
And it's helpful for them to
This
run.
is a young bird, this is this year's bird. Foliage is, or the coloring is pretty. This little guy came in as a baby, we've raised it up, it's ready to be released, does not have the red tail.
But you can see the color is very much the same. Oh, no! It's That has never happened, right?
Ready to go.
So Swainson hawks are highly migratory. They fly all the way to southern Argentina every year. It takes them 2 months. Share some. That's their migration route. Tyson, do you want to hand
I
these
don't know. Here.
So now, like, what's gonna happen? Like, say you let him go, she go. What's then? What?
Well, the first thing is, once they leave our hands, we have no control over them.
Yeah.
So usually what they'll do is probably, he'll probably fly out there and then end up in a tree, look around, try to figure out what just happened, because he's never been, until just a second ago,
Yeah.
released.
He's never flown free. He's never had the opportunity to fly free. He's been in a flight where he can fly. He's learned to kill. He's had an opportunity to actually take live prey, but he has never.
So you're saying dinner's on him
Yep.
Must be.
So,
tonight? You don't know who's gonna come after him.
let's pull a name.
Who gets to release?
Do you guys get emotionally tied to them? Is it hard?
Do you know, I really don't. The education birds we do,
Yeah,
but in rehab we try not to.
yeah, I know.
Anita? That's all I got.
I'm gonna cry.
Probably.
I can pass him on.
Release.
Like a child.
You'll have to pull on sweating.
So we're gonna go up there.